Next up, we're going to be doing some chimps over here on In the Loop. So we're going to head there with Ezilee as our hero. And to get things started here, we're going to be placing down a monkey sub. It's going to go right here. It's going to go all the way down, and then back up. And then we can press play. We can't really start with Ezilee, even though we have the money, because Ezilee doesn't have the popping power to get us through the early game here. But hopefully we're going to show you something really cool with this build. It's going to take just a little bit here. But this video is going to have a really cool ending. So as soon as we have 650 in the middle of this round, we're going to place Ezilee down right here on this yellow leaf. Slow things down if you need to. And we're going to place Ezilee right about there.
Yes.
And then press play. We're also going to set Ezilee to strong so that Ezilee can pop the lead balloons in the early game for us. Then we're going to come back over here and save up for the twin guns. And we're going to be sitting on this monkey sub for just a little bit as well, because we're also going to be getting the airburst darts right after that. Our primary goal here right now is to save up as much money as we can so that we can get an energizer, because Ezilee is one of those heroes that has a XP modifier so that she won't hit level 20 by the time you're through with round 100 on chimps. And that is a core component to the coolness of this build. So we're waiting for the airburst starts right now. We need 1080 for that, as I'm sure a lot of you know by now. We do monkey subs on almost every water map. And it's kind of interesting how we can make pretty much any tree in the monkey sub work. Just shows you the power of monkey subs. Grabbing those airburst starts right away here. We're also going to get the longer range just real quick. And now we're going to be getting a wizard monkey. Because this build is pretty cool, but if we don't do certain things on this build, it's going to take really long to beat this level, as this level is just long in general. So we're going to come back over here, place down the wizard left until red, and then down until red, right there. And then we're going to upgrade the intense magic and the monkey sense. Once we get that, we come back over here and we're going to grab the advanced intel so that we can benefit from the vision that that wizard monkey is giving us. And there we go. Now we're going to come back over here and save up all of our money so that we can upgrade the bottom path of the wizard monkey. We need the unpopped army. Just waiting for some pretty uneventful rounds here. We're just barely not able to pop some of these rounds right before they get out of the range of the wizard monkey, which is unfortunate. But there we go. Another thing that's not super well known about Shimmer is that it gives you that extra vision, which is great because we're doing this monkey sub opening. We see there Ezilee is popping those lead balloons for us, so we don't have to invest in anything else that pops lead balloons just yet. A few more coming in. Don't worry, Ezilee is set to strong, which is the one big benefit we're getting from her right now. And we need just a little bit more for the unpopped army, at which point we're going to be going real fast. Which is pretty cool about this build, as, you know, usually people are just trying to live through chimps, and here we're trying to go as fast as possible. We just need a little bit more. There we go. Now that we have the Necromancer, we're feeling really good. We can go ahead and get the Guided Magic and the Arcane Blast. This gives us just a little bit more power on our Wizard Monkey. So it helps keep the Grave a little healthier in the early game. But what's really great about this is we're pushing those pops off the screen all the way in the front there. So now we're going to come back over here, place down an Alchemist. See this big leaf? We're going to go here. Then we're going to go left until we're on this slightly smaller leaf, and then up until red. And then we're in the spot that we want. We go back down. And then we're going to upgrade this to the Berserker Brew.
I see.
And we can see we're buffing that monkey sub, and that's a consistency thing there. We can come back over here, and we're going to place down our first monkey village. We're going to go all the way to the left until red. Left until red, we're touching Ezeli there. Then up, and then back down. And that's our spot. We're going to upgrade the bigger radius and the jungle drums. Then we can also get monkey business and monkey commerce. We're also going to get the primary training and the primary mentoring. There we go. And now we need a bomb shooter. So we're going to come here, go right up here, all the way up in this corner, up until red, to the right until red, right until red, right there. We're going to upgrade this to the recursive cluster. And then we're going to get the bigger bombs and heavy bombs. And now we can save up for the most interesting tower in this run is the Energizer. So we're going to go left until red, then down, back up, down, back up, because it didn't feel right, and then left, then down. And now it seems like we're in the right spot there. We're going to upgrade that top path all the way to Plutonium Reactor. And we're going to be sitting tight for just a little bit here. We need 34,000, which isn't a small amount of money, that's for sure.
Even these small ones can harm us.
But we're making pretty good time here. Round 50. And you're probably wondering how this is going to do on round 63. It's going to do pretty dang well. The combination of recursive cluster plus the plutonium reactor is really effective on stacked balloon rounds. And this can also see the Moabs as they come across the bottom area here, so we get a lot of value from that as well. But what we're going to get a ton of value from is the Energizer giving Ezeli more XP, so we want to focus on getting that as soon as possible. We're about halfway to it now. The other really nice thing about this recursive cluster is it's right next to the reveal camo from this monkey sub, so we get to hit a really close shot against those as they get revealed. It's a really effective setup for this recursive cluster. And we can see it's at 10,000 popped already, but the real popper is the monkey sub. at 15k with pretty minimal investment. I'm sure the Necromancer has more, but we invested a lot more money into it.
Focus your energies.
And the Necromancer has an unfair advantage in that it can push the unpopped army off the screen and pop stuff before these towers over here get to pop them. Definitely a tower worth getting though, as we can see a ton of value from it. And we also get a full grave all the time, which won't be true for the entire run, but for right now, you know you're getting a ton of value. And now let's come back over here and make sure we're ready to upgrade this as soon as we have the money.
There is yet more.
We saw there around 63, no problem at all really.
Into stardust.
And even if that round went a little poorer for us, we still had one more look over here. And with the primary buff on this tower, we're able to see here too. So we have two other towers as well as Esley to hit those.
Focus your energies. Back into stardust.
So here we go, on round 66, we should have the money we need. There we go, buying that upgrade.
Stardust.
Now we can have a little bit more fun. We're going to put down another monkey village. It's going to go right over here. Up until red. Up until red right here. To the right until red. Right there. Sorry, my placement is a little bit sloppy. We're going to upgrade the monkey business and the monkey commerce, as well as get the grow blocker and the radar scanner.
Power of the cosmos.
Once we have that, we can put down our next bomb shooter. The radar scanner makes it really easy to tell with a primary tower that you're within range of both the monkey villages. So we can see their radar scanner and the primary buff. We're going to go all the way up here. Up. To the right. Up. To the right. Just getting the best placement we can. Then we're going to upgrade this to the Moab Mauler, set it to strong, get the bigger bombs for free, and do that 2 more times here. So we're going to go all the way to the right, up, to the right, getting the Moab Mauler, setting it to strong, bigger bombs for free. Here we go again, once more. And go down a little bit more, lose the buff, up, to the right. Right there looks good. We're going to upgrade that to Moab Mauler, bigger bombs for free, set it to strong. And now we have a really good wide range of things that we can hit when they come in. And these are going to do a lot of work for us on the mobs that are coming in. And from here we have a ton of flexibility. I like to get an additional alchemist over here. So over here, we don't really need it to get the secondary money buff. But if you can, it's great. Right here we can get it. Here we can't. So this looks pretty good for me. We're going to go up, get that buff. And then we're going to upgrade it to acidic mixture dip and get the unstable concoction. Set it to strong. This tower gets so much value in this build. I recommend getting it pretty early on. That way you're not missing its value on the later rounds. And then we're going to come back up here. Get another tower. And go right here. Down until red. To the right until red. Maximizing the value we can get from both towers here. Down until red. To the right until red. Right there. Oh, we're stuck on the Moab Mauler. Down. Right there. And then we're going to upgrade this to Stronger Stimulant with the faster throwing. This one's really not going to be able to do too much popping for us. So we are getting the faster throwing upgrade to buff all of these towers as often as possible. Now we're also going to come back over here and get the MIB so that these do more damage to all balloon types, especially DDTs. This is an important upgrade to get. And there we go. Now we're going to get the final core tower of the run here. We're going to get the ice tower over here. We want to get over to the left until we get the MIB buff, and then down. That's how we know we're in the right spot. To the right. So right here on that tip, we see we have the MIB buff as well as the primary buff. So we place it down, verify that everything looks good, and then we're going to upgrade the top path. We're going to go all the way to embrittlement, and then we're going to get the middle path right here. We want that enhanced freeze and the deep freeze, which makes us attack faster and pop a little bit more, both of which are great.
I see.
And we can see with this loop-de-loop, we can really get a ton of value, as well as pop Moabs that are down here. So we're going to wait just a little bit so that we have Super Brittle earlier, and then we're going to get an Alchemist that can buff this. You want your Alchemist to be as close to your tower as possible, because that's how the Alchemist does the prioritization. This is one of those times where I really want to highlight that I think Super Brittle is really, really strong. Because we're doing a fair amount of popping right now and making the balloons that we hit take more damage. And then Super Brittle makes it so that the mob class balloons take even more damage. And when you have a bunch of bomb shooters doing damage in an AoE, that's really powerful. So with these Moab Maulers and the Super Brittle, most mobs are going to be broken down before they get over here, and this will clean that up very nicely. ZOMGs are pretty strong though. We don't quite have the popping power for those just yet, but we will soon. Almost to that Super Brittle. If only it was 10% cheaper, we'd be there. I think Super Brittle's more likely to be nerfed than buffed though. It's very strong with tack shooters as well as Striker Jones strategies because of how good ice towers are with bomb shooters in general. There we go, now we have a Super Brittle. The one other tower I really love here, because we already have the primary buffs, is a Glue Gunner. So if you can find a spot to put that, like right here. I'm surprised we're able to get that here, but you can wiggle around and probably find some other spots too. I like it right here though. Maybe even up here. Yeah, see, we have another spot up here. I'm going to go over here, though. I like this spot a little bit better. Wherever it was. And now I'll never find it again. Right there, both buffs. Pretty cool. Bigger globs, glue splatter. Make sure you set this to strong. And then we're going to upgrade to the mob glue. We can come back over here and upgrade all of these to heavy bombs to get a little bit more popping power on them. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and get one monkey ace. I don't think we'll be able to get it within range of both of the towers, but I would prefer getting it on the MIB, as that gives it more popping power against DDTs. Sad day. Take it, put it over here. Right there looks good. Upgrade it to Operation Dartstorm and Sharper Darts. And now we're good to just sit here. We can see Esley's at level 17, so that's pretty good. Ton of value from our Energizer over here. And we're very close to showing you how cool Esley is at level 20. We also have this really cool skin, right? Which is probably about half of the reason why we went with this build, is Esley having a cool skin. And I don't think I've seen too many other Esley strategies out there. But she seems really good in the late game here. Which could be because you're not typically supposed to have Esley at this level in Chimps. You can see her pop count goes up really quickly here. Maybe not as quickly as some of these other towers. This is at 250,000. This is probably at a pretty good pop count too. This one's deceptively good because it pops and gives you a debuff. So you always have to factor that in as well. So we're on round 97. We still have 24k you could be spending on other stuff, but make sure you have at least 15k in your bank for round 100. That will be critical to this build. Hopefully this build also showed you how powerful it is to have the double monkey village, right? We have 2 villages that can give you cheaper towers. And here is round 100. We're going to upgrade Esley to level 20 and then come down here and click the Moab ability. And there you have it. Esley soloing the level 100 BAD. Not too shabby. And we can take a look at some of our other cooler stuff that happened here. We have 330,000 popped on our recursive cluster, which isn't the most interesting monkey star, but let's take a look at our map. We can see here that this alchemist that we had at 2-3 popped 320,000 for us, while also buffing our towers with acidic mixture dip. And then this over here had 224,000 popped. So there were some towers here that were really overperforming, and I think that's what enabled us to do such a cool build where we had a level 20 Esley. Thank you for watching. That's In the Loop on Chimps.